So my first question is, how's everybody doing out there? My second question is, what am I going to carve in this piece of wood? It's a piece of driftwood I found on the beach the other day when I was beach combing. I made a video of it. I don't think I showed me grabbing this piece of wood. I really don't know what type of wood it is. All I know is it's old as, well, it's old. And I don't know. I don't even know what I want to carve on it. I know it's like 4 feet long. That's about as thick as it gets. I'd say a good 2 inches. I'm going to carve it not this way. I'm going to carve it standing up. Okay. So it's going to be really hard to film. I don't even know if I should film for this. But you guys, it's wood carving. You got to love it. And you got to do it. So anyways, what I'm going to do. Okay, I think I'm going to carve like a side profile of one of my eagles. Maybe I'll do a moon in the top somewhere if I figure it out, with a soaring eagle in the moon. Maybe carve a wood spirit on it or something. I just really have nothing planned for this, but I do think that I'll do an eagle, a side profile of one of my kind of eagles. My eagles are different than lots of others. I call them more of like a native style eagle, but we'll see what happens. I got a full coffee here. I got my Merlin 2 ready to go. You guys, these tools are not for heavy carving. They got a metal shaft inside here. They got all metal gears, right? Like, if you feel this tool heat up in your hands, put it down, give it a rest. You know, don't plan on doing any deep carving with this tool. I only basically do surface carving for cleaning up the area of the wood that I want to do. So anyways, I want to clean up an area to put the eagle. And I don't know, let's get started. Okay, you can see here, I got the area cleaned up, okay? I always suggest you do this when you're using driftwood. Even with your Dremel, clean up the outside so you can see if there's any hidden treasures inside, so like some rotten wood. You know, I found some punky wood on the outside here. But, so yeah, okay. I'm not too sure what kind of wood this is yet. I'm thinking it might be like the outer sapwood of a Douglas tree. So, anyways, let me get my eagle drawn on here. And then it's going to be real hard to film this because this piece is so big. But this eagle head's going to be looking down, okay? So we'll just put a line across here. So, you know, that's kind of be his head angle. I'm going to try and make, actually, let's put it up a little bit higher. I got 3 different types of pens. Actually, let's lose this one. I got 2 different colors. So one will be my sketching and one will be my final, right? Okay, so how about you just, I'll get this, well, let's see. Okay, so actually, let's make it pointing down a little bit more. This is beak. This other line there. I kind of just, my eagles aren't the best, guys. And his eyes down here. His eye. Like I said, this is a side view. Okay, kind of give him a bump on the back of his head and then come around. So there will be his head. So this is going to be the silhouette of an eagle. It's not going to be the whole eagle. And his wing. And you got to give him a chest too, don't forget, guys. So his wing will come back here. Okay guys, so I was fighting with this eagle about 4 or 5 times, drawing it on different times. So I decided to forget about the eagle and do an owl. So yeah, that's what's going to happen. An owl and a nuke. Okay guys, enough of the nonsense. So I drew this on in about 5 minutes. First sketch done. Boom. See you later, eagle. Okay, so I'm still using this Wen. I prefer the Dremel 4000 with the flex shaft. That's my 100% go-to tools, the Dremel 4000 with the flex shaft. But I'm just using this just to show people that can't afford the Dremel when they first start. They can start off with a cheaper rotary. It does have the Dremel flex shaft on it, okay? Also, guys, once again, my go-to burr is the Kutzall Flame Extreme burr. I like these extreme burrs. They last the longest for me because I'm so heavy on tools. Go to the description below. Use the code Kutzall. Go to the description below for Kutzall. You'll see this site. Use the code CFusion to save yourself 5%. And let's start carving. Okay, like I already said, this wood's so long. It's not my favorite piece. This is as far as I could push it against the back wall. So just find out what pedal I gotta use. So I'm gonna try and make some negative space in here, so I might haul some of this right out. I'll try and make a branch here, a branch here. I wasn't expecting this to be such a long carving. Okay, I gotta find the right pedal. There we go. You guys, I want to say something about owls too. When I first started doing owls, my heads would always seem so friggin' tall, like alien, kind of owls, right? So I started making my head smaller, and that's kind of working better for me because you can take this wing down, right? What happens is if you draw the head on too tall, and then you take this wing down by mistake, if you take it lower when you're carving, then your head seems like an alien owl. So anyways, I draw my heads on smaller. Owls don't have very big heads anyways. So you can see here, it's going to be a nuke. I'll cut all these lines here. Well, there's not really any branches inside nukes, but I just like to make the branches. It's a lot more work though. It's going to take a lot of carving to get this hollowed out for sure. Okay guys, so I'll keep carving this so it's hollowed out. You guys can see what I'm doing. I'll try and make a branch here and a branch down here. And it'll be hollow here, 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 and here. So it will take way too long for this video, and then that way I can listen to music and just go to town and get it done. Okay, so we'll be back. Okay, so I got all the negative space cut out of the owl. This is how thick this stuff is, guys. So you can see there it is fur. I did switch to my Kutzall Extreme Taper Burr, but it was just too much work. I was like, screw it. So then I took it outside and I used my jigsaw. You know, anybody that's, hey guys, some people have never even used a jigsaw tool. Okay, so this is a very handy tool. It's very simple to use. You can get around bends like this, you know, and this is a cheap one. You can get these secondhand all day long. So you can see the blade on there. It's pretty safe to use. Just be careful, guys. You know, pre-drill your holes and then do your cuts. You can see the shapes I can get with this. So I really suggest this to anybody that's getting into wood carving to have one of these jigsaw tools, right? This is the Black & Decker make. Blades are super cheap, super easy to change. Nothing complicated about this. All you have to do is pre-drill, say this is say I was going to cut here, right? I would pre-drill a hole, maybe 1/2 inch thick, put my blade in the hole, start cutting. Well, it's not plugged in. So also this is Douglas fir. I just sanded that piece of, that is the sapwood that I'm carving on the outside, and it where the wood here, spit test. You can see there now where it's darker. That's the harder wood. So I hate carving Douglas fir, but not like maple. It's not, Douglas fir is not too bad. I hate carving maple. I hate carving walnut. Okay, so let's give this owl some shape now. Okay, so what burr I'm going to use to cut out the lines to make them more straight up and down, don't give them a lip, is this Kutzall taper burr. Okay, full throttle. So we want the wing to stick farther off the face, right? So I'm going to cut here, and then I'll feather back all the face. And you guys, when I'm cutting on the outside of my lines, I really like to cut straight up and down, not at an angle, right? Straight up and down will really help you when you're doing the detail carving and stuff like that. I know I am going to take this wing so it rounds up to his back, so I am taking these corners deeper. This will be a branch. This will be a branch. I'm not too sure if this branch is going to last without that split or some splits going. I might just break right out, so we might lose this branch. Okay guys, I'll keep doing this and then I'll be back. Okay guys, so this is why I don't really like working on big pieces like this. It's hard to get a visual, right? So this is the time where I sit back, drink my coffee, and just see what if all my blocking out's done to good enough. So I think it is. You know, in my opinion, guys, I think shorter, fatter owls look better than taller, skinnier owls. You know, they look more proportionate. So now what I'm going to do, see how this wing's still flat? I'm going to round it around the back. See all that room I left there? Now I'm just going to take it and round it all down there. And maybe we'll put some lines in these branches up here too. Like I said, this one's pretty fragile. And we'll end up doing his face last, I believe. Okay. Hey guys, to do this, I'll be using the Kutzall Extreme Flame Burr, okay? I'm going to round this edge back that way, so it wraps around his back. you want to kind of do is just make the wing kind of seem round, not so flat. You can always redraw your lines on after. And now we'll take the wing kind of closer to the face. Just kind of round the edge. Okay guys, I'm going to do a quick voiceover. This is 4 times the speed. So all I'm really doing is rounding the wing off so it's proportionate on the body. And doesn't seem so far away from the body itself. And don't worry about carving off your lines, guys, because you know you can always redraw them back on. If you carve them off again, draw them back on. Carve off, draw on. Carve off, draw on. You know, kind of like the Karate Kid but like carving. Yep. Okay, so just get her done. 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 Okay, so you can see there I got everything round. See how the wing wraps around the side of the owl now? It's hard to see, guys, but you see how it kind of comes around? So now let's put our feathers in. I'm not the best at doing details for owls. It's still a learning process for me, guys. Any carving you do is always a learning process anyways. Okay, so we got to give this guy, well, this will be his tail. Okay, so this wing, what I'll do is I'll cut underneath this line here, right here. Boom, I'll cut it there. Make this tail lower than the feathers, okay? And you can always keep on putting your center line on the face too, guys. There's his beak. Screw it, let's just put the eyes on. His face is kind of lopsided, but that's a good thing about owls. They don't have to be perfect. Owls should be like, I don't know, if you're not like a real life, I'm not a real life carver, but they should be fun. You know, they should look like silly owls. I can see this eye's bigger than this eye. I'll go back later and I'll touch up the eyes when I'm ready to carve them. I'll show you guys what burr I use, okay? Silly little owl. Okay, so I got the taper burr back hooked up. See, I just left it out just a little bit too. Now I'm going to undercut this wing. And I'm going to feather away my cut on the tail. And you guys, you know his tail wouldn't come back there, so I'm gonna cut all this. Here, I better draw it in so you guys can see it. I'm gonna cut all this in here away. Trying to make it look like a tail. Okay, so now I'm going to cut straight up and down on these lines. Okay, these are going to be the wing lines. Okay, so now I'm gonna get in here and feather all this away. So this tip will stick higher, then this tip will stick higher, then this tip will stick higher. I'm just undercutting the feather so it seems like it's sticking off of the body. Now I'm feathering my cutaway. Okay guys, so I'll get this done, then I'll be back, okay? Because I gotta move this piece around. Okay guys. So I got, so I just kind of got carried away carving, having a good time. I got all the branches cut in. You guys don't be afraid to try different techniques to get your branch looking, tree looking stuff, right? So I just quickly did these cuts with, this is a, I don't know, this is a Kutzall too. I don't know what the name, this is a cone bit, I believe. This isn't the extreme, this is less aggressive, the less aggressive one. It's the middle. There's three. There's extreme, the normal Kutzalls, and then there's the real fine ones too that are gold. The gold ones are the super fine ones. So I just did that with this. Went around cleaning everything up, okay? So now let's carve his eyes in, okay? And what I'm going to, kind of burr I'm going to use to carve his eyes is a burr like this. We'll zoom in. Okay? See, it's got cutters all the way around. This is a Kutzall Extreme too. And I just go straight in, and I'll do one eye. I'll
jump back and forth to both eyes. Kind of, let's see here, kind of round it out till both eyes are about the same. Okay, it's going to be hard to film doing this because it's going to be on my camera's going to be up here, and I'll be like this, right? So I'll try and figure it out. Maybe. Yep, sure. Fire the cameraman! Fire the cameraman! I'm taking some side of this head off because you can see here the eye's closer to this edge than this edge. Okay, so there you can see the two eyes. They're not 100% perfect. That one's just a little bit higher. Who cares? Who cares? Okay, so now we got to carve this beak in. I believe I'm going to be using a diamond burr for that. And I'll be back. Okay, so I got the diamond burr in. Come on, zoom in. This is a 60 grit diamond burr, guys. You guys can get these on my Amazon link below. They come in packs of 20 for like 10 bucks or something. But the diamond burrs do come in different grits. Okay, so this is a 60 grit. Some of my friends just carve raw. Ben Studio on the Lake, Pete Blair. They use the ruby bits, but I don't feel at this point I need to spend the extra money. Okay, so because they're more expensive. These are just cheap bits. So let's give this a try. It's going to be kind of hard because that's like I said, carving bigger pieces like this, you get hard angles. Okay, so when you carve the beak, to make the beak stick out higher, you put a little thing here, right? Okay, and then we'll cut on this side of the beak side of the line, and we'll dig in this way on a 45, so the beak will seem like it's underneath this part. Okay, so I believe that's good enough. See the beak sticks out farther now? Now what I'm going to do is just kind of run around. What I like to do with my owls, we all have our own owls, guys, do what you want. I kind of carve this down. I take this center part away. So it's kind of got a point there. So I'm going to get that done off camera, and then we'll talk about doing the feathers and all the feathers around the owl. Okay guys, now for the boring part. I'm going to burn all the feathers in. I'm going to burn in the branches to give it more highlights with this cheap Amazon wood burner. Yeah, it's a whole life. I usually do max speed on this harder wood, max heat for this hardwood. So let me set up and I'll just quickly show you like little burns in here and there and whatever. Okay. And it also helps to, I'm going to hook up my fan to suck the air away. I'm not going to push the air towards the piece, because when you push the air towards the piece, blowing the air away, it cools this tip and it doesn't make it as hot. So I'll get my little fan hooked up to suck the air away. Okay, this fan I got is from one of those, you know, Christmas blow-up things like Santa or Snowman. Mine was all ripped and broken and dirty, so I just took this out, and it works pretty good for this. Might be a little bit noisy. Let's turn our... I gotta make a base for this too. Okay, so let's just put it down. I do deep undercut underneath the big feathers. To separate them. You see how that fan's pulling the smoke? Like watch, I'll put the air on the tip and watch it how it doesn't. See? Can you guys see that? Now watch it, we'll get it hot again. That just goes to show you when you push an air on it, it cools it down. That was Pete's idea. Suggested that. This is like one of my least favorite parts of the carving, to do this, but you know, after you put your poly shade on, which I will be poly shading this, that's when it makes it really pop. You know, when you use basswood and stuff like that, don't have your heat so high either. Okay, so now let's just put a couple little feathers on here just to show you guys quickly. So all I do is just go down the piece. I'll be doing it to the whole owl. Okay, so let me get this done and then I'll be back. Okay guys, so that's good for the burning. I burned some of the branches in there too. I painted inside here black with dollar store black acrylic paint. So this owl looks pretty cool the way he is. I don't think he needs any color. Silly little owl. So let's get some poly shade, Minwax poly shade. I'm going to go for like a light brown color here, kind of, because I don't want it to be too distorted away from the gray, right? From the driftwood. So let's get the poly shade going. Okay, so I got a little bit of this Bombay Minwax. This is Bombay Red. I get the stuff at Rona. I believe Canadian Tire sells it too. So I'm going to do the branches just this color. And then I might do like outside here, different colors. So most of you know that I put this on and I use my little flap sander to hit the high points. Okay, so I'm gonna try it. I'm thinking about leaving the owl the natural color. I like it the way it is. And I think some of you might agree too. It just goes to show you don't need to put a stain on everything, right? I will put a protective coat of it on, maybe like Varathane or something. Not too sure yet. But how about I get this done, these two branches, and then we'll do the outside. Okay guys, you can see I got the pulley shade on. I didn't do the owl, I did a whole outside. So here's I did the branches and the whole outside. Here's that flap sander that I use. I'm not the creator of this flap sander, guys. It's somebody else created it on YouTube. I just can't remember his name right now. Actually, he's a pretty amazing wood carver. So I'm just going to quickly touch up around here so you can't see that line. I'll show you guys what I mean. Actually, that plan didn't go too well there, so I'm going to repaint it on. You can see right here, I'm going to repaint some more epoxy on, and then I'll do it again, but higher. Okay, so putting the Bombay mahogany didn't work for me. The color didn't work, so I just did the whole piece in the mahogany. Just lightly put it on there to still give it like a rustic effect, like you got all this driftwood stuff here. So now it's just a red piece of driftwood. Okay, so now I'm gonna let this stuff dry for about an hour, and then we'll do I'm gonna do an orange epoxy pour in his eyes, or maybe even red. I'll make up my mind. Okay, so it's pretty well dry. It's still tacky. It's gonna take a couple more days to make it real dry, but you can rub it, and it's not gonna get your hands dirty. So what we're gonna do here is the final stage. Well, I'll still put a clear coat on this after, but so it's not the final stage. But here's 5-minute epoxy. 2 to 1, so this stuff's really easy, guys. One side, two side. Pull the cap off. This dollar store stuff I use, guys. So the eyes are going to be orange, then black in the middle, okay? And I got to be pretty quick doing this. It's hard to film doing this too because my hand will be like above the. I call it an eye pour. Okay, so here's one batch. Well, way too much, George. Okay, so mix up your epoxy really well, guys. I did way too much. I wasn't thinking. Came out to be one of those days today, you know? Everybody has them. Not a bad day, just a busy day. My buddy Phil Grope stopped by. Brought my micro motor carver back. Okay, so the bottom layer, first layer is going to be orange, okay? So let's get some orange. That's dollar store paint, guys. Acrylic. Okay, so this is how I do it. I just put it, I know you can get, I got to find out where you can get those needles. Whoa, 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 whoa. Perfect. Perfect eye pour. Make it touch all around the edges. Okay. Well, let's get the next eye pour. Whoa, whoa. Perfect pour. Kind of touch around all the edges so it grabs the edge. And I might have put, oh, that's okay. Okay, so let's mix up the next side. I gotta get something to elevate this owl so I'm mixing up another batch on the next for the black. I like to do it all when it's still wet because then it all blends in. The black will blend into the orange better. But it's hard to make the pupils the same size. Trust me. Just a little bit for the pupils. Right in the middle. Come on, baby. Shit. Okay, we'll just let this stuff dry. There's the eye pour. You guys can even see it. Can you see it? Oh, it's pretty shiny. There you go. Shit. They're not perfect, but good enough. Okay, I'll let the stuff dry. Okay, so I screwed up the eye pores, guys. I didn't have my heater gun or my torch to hit the epoxy to get rid of the bubbles, and that's what happened. Guys, I took a still photo of this so you could see. What I believe happened is I mixed up too much black paint and mixed it in with the epoxy, and that contaminated the epoxy and made it bubble real bad. I've had this problem before and I now remember. So I gotta pull this epoxy out and redo it again. Damn it. Okay guys, so my true opinion, I should have left this whole piece without any kind of stain on it. No polish shade at all. I think it would look a hell of a lot better. This video is doing this piece justice. It normally doesn't do it justice, but for this one, it is actually doing it justice. Like I say in some of my other videos, it's a lot better sometimes if you just leave it. There's no rule saying that you have to finish your wood piece with a certain type of stain or a certain type of finish. Leave it natural sometime, guys. If you think it looks good natural when you're looking at it, trying to see what kind of stain and stuff you should put on it, leave it natural. Don't change it. Because this one, I believe, this is not as good as it was natural. Thanks. Hope you enjoyed the video.